see, ask my instructor. $102. Okay, here's one. This one says 3.411/4. 3.411/4. So that'd be chapter 3, section 4, number 11 in the book, homework, section 4 homework in the book, number 4 online. So if you got your online homework printed out, this one's like number 4. If you got your book with you and you want to see what type of problem it is, it's going to be like number 11 in the book. Like, not exactly. Okay? So let's do this one. We might have already done it. I don't know if we have or not. I don't want to erase any questions yet. Is this it? It looks like it. In recent years, the magnitude Richter scale of 10,094, 594 were recorded. The mean is 1 point blah blah blah, and the standard deviation is blah blah blah. Consider the magnitudes are unusual. What are the magnitudes separates? Okay, first of all, whenever you see mean and standard deviation, whenever you see those two words together, you're going to draw a what? A bell curve. So go ahead and draw it. Take your handy dandy whiteboard and draw you a bell curve. Now you need to get your calculators out because we got 10 thousandths here and 10 thousandths here, and I'm not even going to try to add those up. Okay? What's wrong with the chair? Oh, just too crowded. All right. So take your handy dandy stylus and draw a normal distribution. 2 standard deviations to the right, 2 to the left. The mean is what? 1.248. If you wanted to say 1.25, you could, but you better keep it because it's going to want it to a certain decimal, so you better do 1.248. Now take your calculator and take 1.248 plus 0.588, and what do you get? 1.836. All right. Add 0.588 to that. 2.42 what? 4. Okay. Now take 1.248 and subtract 0.588. Point what? 66. And take 0.626 and minus 0.588. 666. I don't know. 0.6 what? 6. So there's supposed to be a 6 right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I said 666.
But there's not a third. Yeah.
Oh, it's just 0.66. 0.660. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Yes. 0.660. And now take 0.660 and take 0.588 away from that. What do you get? 0.072. So, between 0.072 and 2.424, that's what? Normal. So unusual would be from here to the next standard deviation, which is going to be a negative probably, and to right here for the third standard deviation, that's unusual, and this is unusual, and out here, outlier, and out here, Now that we've drawn what we need, let's go back and look and see what the question asks. It says, what are the numbers that separate the unusual numbers from those that are normal? So what numbers separate unusual from normal? I'm going to do this in red, no blue, I don't like red. So which number separates normal from unusual? 0.072, there's one. And what's the other one? And that's it. There's your two numbers.
So that number right there, that's your lower bound?
That's your lower. So you read from left to right, and that's your lower. That's your lower and that's your upper. It says, what are the magnitudes, blah, 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 the lower bound, blah, blah, blah. It says type lower, that'd be 0.072. So you type in 0.072 and you feel good about yourself. And this is a test question. And the upper is 2.424.
You know how this, like it'll tell you if you're right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
How like, does it test for that too?
No, it tells you after you've turned it in. And then you can review it and you can print it out. All right, that's that question. Whenever, and this is true in this class until we take the final exam, if you're given the mean and the standard deviation somewhere in the problem, you're going to draw this bell curve. Okay? So the mean and the standard deviation. What number is a red herring? The 10,594? You don't even need that. Just mark that out. The two most important numbers in statistics is the mean and the standard deviation. Third most important would probably be the median. Question on that one, does that help? Okay. And that's a good test question too. So, next question. This one is 3.49/3. I'm going backwards, but you'll be all right. 9/3. IQ test measured, blah, blah, blah. Mean of 102 and a standard deviation of 14. Let's go ahead and draw the bell curve because that's what you're going to be doing. Now, I know it says something about a z-score, but right now, I just want you to draw the bell curve. You have to get in the practice of that because you're going to be doing it for Chapter 4, Chapter 5, Chapter 6. You're going to be doing it for all of them. Not so much 4 and 5. But after Chapter 5, you're going to be doing it quite a bit. So, the mean is 102. And the standard deviation is 14, so that'd be 116 and 130. Y'all check me. 102 minus 14, I have no idea is what? Thank you. 88 minus 14 is 74. So, normality is between 74 and 130. Let's see what the question says. What are the z-scores that separate the unusual? Well, go down here. We'll change it to, I guess I'll have to change it to real. On the z-score, what's the middle? 0. Well, z-scores. And then what's the standard deviation? 1, right? So, what's this z-score? 1. And what's this z-score? 2. What's this z-score? And so, this kind of falls right there, and this kind of falls right there. So 95% is going to fall between 74 and 130, or z-scores of -2 and 1. 2. And that's the way it rolls all the time. So, the lower z-score is -2.
The answer's always -2.
Pretty much, yes, with z-scores. The high score is +2. What are the IQ scores? 74 and 130. See how easy it is when you draw the
It says
picture?
those two are wrong.
Huh?
It says they're wrong.
That's right, because it's got the red. Somebody answered it wrong. They have your answer right there. These two are right and these two are right. That's the right answers. She must have got these two right. These two she got wrong. Whoever sent it. You see how it's important to draw this because you can actually see it. So if we were working with IQ scores, we would use the blue. But if we were working with IQ scores and shoe sizes, then we'd be working with the red because we'd have to convert everything to a z-score. Hopefully that helps. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And that's a good test question also. A lot of people say, well, all your test questions are, well, there's some that I will say I won't put that on the test. Like 15-step questions, you ever seen some of those? Is that like 15 steps? No, I don't put those on the test because that's just aggravating. Sorry. All right, let's see if there's any other homework questions or questions. That one off too. All right. That's 102, that's 102, that's 120. This one is we might have already done this one. Have we already done this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. This one I don't think is still bold, so we haven't done this one. Yep. 3.3, 33/12. 3.3, 33/12. All right? Don't even look at this. In other words, we're not even going to look at the question. Don't even look at that. I just want you to look at the question, what it says. A certain group of test subjects has a pulse rate with a what? Mean and a what? Ding! Forget the question, start drawing. No sniffing in class. You have a cold, you just stay out in the hallway. So draw a picture. Hubert, how do you know? You don't need to worry about the question yet. You need to just draw the what? Draw the bell curve. And whenever you see mean and standard deviation, go ahead and draw it. So 83.3. Get your calculators out, because I ain't going to try to do it in my head. 83.3 plus 11.2 is, I'm sorry, what?
94.5.
And add it again. 105 point what? Okay, now go this direction. 83 minus 11.2 or 83.3 minus 11.2. And do it again. Minus 11.2. 60.9. So normality falls between what? Okay. Now that we've drawn that, and you could go ahead and add your z-score. I don't even know what the question's asking. 0, 1, 2, -1, -2. Just in case it asks the z-score question. Now, let's do this. There. Where's my? I'm going to try that. All right. Would it be unusual for one of the test subjects to have a pulse rate of 126? 126 would be where? Way out here. And that's what? That's unusual. So your answer would be, yes, it would be unusual. Let me see what they're asking because I want to make sure I get it right. Okay, minimum usual would be what? 60.9. Maximum. Yeah, that one's wrong. That one would be 105 point what? I'm sorry. Yeah, enunciate, please. Good job. I feel good about myself. Is 125 unusual? Well, it's either A, C, or D.
It's larger than the maximum.
Good job. You're so smart. And that's it. So that's a good test question because it does everything with the mean and standard deviation, but it's also kind of simple. But it ain't simple if you don't draw a picture. If you don't draw a picture, you have no clue what they're talking about. That looks good. Dang old cookies and cream trifle. Dang old. Let's just look at food. How about that? All right. Let's see if there's any more. Oh, we went over those. We went over class boundary. I think I went over all those. Okay. All right, so that's basically any homework questions that was sent in. Let's look and make fun of people who hadn't done their homework. 120, y'all are section 12. Let's see. This is so frustrating. Sorry. And that would be okay, I went too far. Too far. Okay. 3.4.
That's a class average.
Yep. Because people hadn't done it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 people. 4 people got too many blanks up there. I'm not worried about this person because this person just evidently is either, I see that 0 and that 0 there, so that tells me that they're either printing it out. It looks like to me they're printing it out because they hadn't done these 2 yet, so they're probably, looks like they're skipping around, so that means they probably printed it out or something. I'm not worried about this one because they've done the last 2 sections. Chances are they're going to do these. They're just gauging themselves, I guess. Basically, this one not concerns me too much, but these 2 really concern me because it's like they haven't done anything. But anyway, I'm not going to say anything else. And one person hadn't done anything either, so I guess they're waiting until 11 o'clock on the whatever day I cut it off. I'll decide that in just a minute. Let's go over to the test assignment manager. I think I've already pulled up the test for y'all one time, haven't I?
Yeah.
Well, we'll pull it up again. All right. So this is chapter what? Chapter 4, chapter 1, 2, and 3. So this is the unit 1 test. And we need to go ahead and we'll just go ahead and preview it. so y'all can look at it. Now that we've gone over pretty much.
It's already assigned,
Hmm?
you've already assigned it, right?
Yeah, but I don't know about the dates. I need to check the dates. Where's the dang test? It was supposed to come up. Oh, did I not hit go? You gotta hit go. Sorry. When is the week of finals?
July 20th through the 22nd.
It's a miracle. When does homework terminate?
Before the test starts.
That's when it's supposed to, but I usually do it the day of the test. It's supposed to spread these around. It's not supposed to group them up. But anyway, if you take several forms of a test, how is it counted? Huh?
Highest grade drops one.
Golly, where do you get all this information? It's on the handouts. Here we go. I told you this was a test question. Darn, this one was like the one we did in class yesterday, or the day before yesterday. It really does. All right, so go ahead and, Vanna, you got the thing, blow it up a little bit. 5-number summary and find the box, pick the box plot. So you need to draw it by hand and see which one it is. Or which one it isn't. Give y'all a minute or two. Shouldn't take you too long. We gotta stop at 15 after today. I'm gonna pick up my son today. I don't have him this week. I just pick him up on Thursday. I have him next week. I couldn't sleep last night. Woke up at like 3 o'clock. Watched a movie, The Loft. That's a good movie. Y'all seen that movie?
Your son watched that at 3 o'clock?
No,
Oh, you said your
no,
son was-
no. I go pick him up today. That was a pretty good movie.
What was that?
The Loft.
That movie was like all the murders?
Yeah. Well, one person was murdered.
I don't know.
Yep.
You want to tell you?
Hmm?
You want us to tell you?
No, I'm gonna do it in just a second. I'm gonna give y'all time to do it.
Voicemail has arrived.
So, take your handy dandy spreadsheet, pull it up. And we'll look at the other thing too. We need to look at that for y'all. So there's another shortcut. I want to give it to you. I don't mind giving you shortcuts, but I don't want the shortcuts to take away from the learning of what you're doing. Does that make sense? I mean, I could teach my 8-year-old how to use a calculator and get the answer, but my son don't know what the answer means. So that's the difference between using technology and depending on technology. I don't want my students depending on it. All right, so they're already in order. So how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 15. So that means 7 up and 7 down. So 7 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 75 is our median. So I'll just put median right here. It's equal to that number. No coughing in class either. All right, so how many numbers we got above 7? So 3 up, 3 down. So 1, 2, 3, 72 is our median of our medium, top median. So that's our first quartile. And then what goes before the first quartile? The mean, which is 70. I'll do that one for you. I'll calculate that one. Per day. And then 3 up, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. Be 78. That's your third quartile. Oops. And then the max, I'll calculate that one for you. 79. So there's your 5-number summary. Now all you got to do is draw a number line. So the number line the mean is 70 and the max is what? 79. So 70 to 80 is 10. Half of 10 is what? 5. So that's 75. Half of 75 is, or half of 5 is 72.5. That'll be 77.5. And then this will be 71-ish. This will be 73-ish. This will be 76-ish. This will be 7. I know I've done this problem or one like it. 78-ish. So that takes care of this. And takes care of that. And then you just do the blue, the yellow, and the line. So blue is 72. There. 78 is your, I'll just use the orange because that's the closest thing we got. 78 is right there. And then the middle is yellow, or yellow, depending on where you're from. I'm going to take my black marker and so right now your box, I mean your median is falling on your what? Your center, isn't it? So that means your data is kind of tight. And it also means that basically you have, it looks like a little bit more your data is over here. So I don't know, maybe look something like that. Just a little bit skewed left, a little bit. But you could argue that it's real close to the normal distribution because the median in the middle are on the same number. I don't know what they're asking, but let's see what the question's asking. Oh, 5-number summary. That's what it's asking. 70, 72, 75, 78, 79. Y'all need to write those down so that you can tell me what they are. Yes, I can yawn. I'm the master of my universe. Where is my question? So 70,
It's
72, 75, 70 what? 78 and 79. Now, a lot of people say, well, I don't know which one it is. Well, look at the one we drew. The one we drew has the center 75 and the median being 75. So let's look for a 75-75 match. Well, I can tell you one it's not. It's not this one. Why? It has it on 74. So that's not right. Let's see if we can find another one that's not right. Well, 74 right here also. This one's 70 what? 7? Kind of narrows it down a little bit, doesn't it? I think the answer's C. If you miss this one, don't tell anybody, because it's supposed to be easy. Next question. Which branch?
3.
Thank you. You at least got that one right. When is the last day of class for this semester? God, where do y'all get this information? All right, there you go. Up, mean, and standard deviation. Golly, I wonder what you're going to do on this one. Probably just sit there and look. Who's SpongeBob? All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is draw it. I have no idea what it's asking. Not really concerned about that because I see these two and I know that I've got to draw it. $171, $179, $187, $163, one what? Okay, so that takes care of all of that. Bill has a height of 184. We'll put Bill right about here. This way the height of 184. What is the positive? What's the difference? Okay, well, that's not hard. 184, this is A. 184 minus what? 171. Somebody give me that number. 13. So 13 is A. The difference is blank standard deviation. Well, you got to find the standard deviations because right now you can't say one standard deviation because between one standard deviation and one, two standard deviations. So you got to figure, okay, well, z-score is 1 and 2, so let's figure the z-score for this guy. And what's the formula for the z-score? I gave it to you yesterday or the day before. X minus x bar over standard deviation. So you said 184 minus 171 is what? So the numerator is what?
13.
Over standard deviation is, I done lost it, 8. So that's equal to 1 point, well 8 will go in there one time and leave 5, and 5/8 is about a half, so it's around 1.5, give or take a hundredth or two. What does it come out to be?
1.625.
1.62. 1.625. So that's how many goes here, 1.625 and 1.625. These two are going to be the same number.
But it'll have to be 1.63 there, right?
Yeah, of course, whatever the rounding, yeah. Is Bill's height normal or unusual?
Usual.
So that'll always be the case, like when that's the different, they'll be like the same.
Yeah, these questions, yes. In other words, it's asking you what is the difference between the two scores, which is going to be your numerator, right there. That number right there is your numerator. And then it's going to say the difference in standard deviations is 1.63, and the z-score is 1.63. What they're trying to get you to learn is that these two are the same number. Okay, now the only thing that you need to watch on these is if you have a negative z-score. Let's say you have a negative z-score of negative 1.2. All right, the negative 1.2 goes right here. But what goes right here? Be 1.2 without a sign because distance can never be what? Positive or negative. Distance is just distance. For instance, when you go down the highway, and you go into Atlanta, about 200 miles from Anderson to Atlanta. When you leave Atlanta, does it say negative 200 miles? No. It's neither positive or negative. It's just units. 200 miles, that's it. So when you have a negative, like negative 1.2 would go right here because the z-score is negative 1.2, but the distance between here and here is what? 1.2 without a sign because distance can never be positive or negative. Okay. That's a test question. We'll see a couple of those on the test. Oh, it is a test question. I'm sorry, I'm used to saying it with homework. Durr. All right, let me get out of this. Put 13 and 1.63. And then technically this is positive 1.63, but you can just put 1.63. And he's normal. And you can tell that by just looking at the picture. That's why the picture is so important. Next question. Why does Hubert not entertain extra credit, extra points, and dropping any grades during the final weeks of the semester?
D.
I thought it was because my head hurts. That's it. Where's all of Hubert's homework and tests done? In the bathroom. All right, y'all do that one. Same type we had a while ago, only bigger numbers. Blow it up, Anna, please. Anna must be hungover. She's just not with it today. That's why I was saying hungover, because you were sounded like you were stopped up. I just figured you just got drunk last night.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Hurry up. I don't really care about the variance. The only two things I care about is what? The mean and the what? Standard deviation. But go ahead and find what they're asking for, because that's what they want. I'm going to go through and find everything for you so you'll have it in your notes. Well, we're going to do it on the spreadsheet. Say again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, could you put it
I
in
didn't-
order?
Yeah, you got to put it in order. Oh, you want me to put it in order? I suck. There you go. Somebody count them for me. How many we got?
14.
14?
Yeah, 14.
Okay. Are you sure, or are you just going to guess? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we went from 14, 13 to 15. Okay. Just want to make sure I had that right.
At the end is X bar.
Hmm?
The end is X bar.
No. Mean is X bar. Mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, and standard deviation. Now, before you even get started, you've got to have what? What do you got to calculate first? The mean. So that's going to be summation of these numbers divided by what? N. So there's your mean. That's not correct. Sum of D28.
It's 217.9333.
D28, summation of D28. Oh, I just divided it. Huh. I could actually do semicolon or colon. Semicolon. That's wrong. D42. Okay, just forget it. Let me just redo it. It's not right. Okay, go away. There. Try it again. Divided by, I must have did something wrong. There. Now, the median's 15, so that means 7 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there is your median. Ma'am?
Do we add in all this or
Do what?
do we put it in the order?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you have to put it in order before you start. Period. Yep. Mode, I really don't care about. But it shows up the what? The most. Is there anything that shows up the most?
None.
So you put NA, you put ain't nan, you put none, just don't put 0. Range, that's pretty simple. That's equal to the highest minus the what?
3.
Lowest, Hubert. That's right, class. Mid-range is equal to parentheses, the highest plus the what? Divided by. Now the variance and the standard deviation, excuse me, we have to calculate. And the first thing we need is x minus what? X bar, Hubert. That's right, class. X minus x bar, and I hit F4 to lock that. And copy down. And then what am I going to do to x minus x bar?
Square it.
Square it. Make them all positive. Need some BA numbers, but that's okay. And then what do we do to x minus x bar quantity squared? Add them what? You got to add them all what? Together. And that'll give you your numerator. And there's your numerator, and your numerator goes on top of your variance. Let's see, that number divided by n times what? N times parentheses this number minus what? 1. And then what do we do with that number? Raise it to the what power? To the 0.5 power, which is taking the square root of it. Now we can draw our picture. One, two. I'm a little bit off, but you get the point. All right, so this guy is 732. 32 plus 27 is 759. Why am I not worried about the decimals? Because technically, what are we doing? We're plotting, right? Are you going to be exactly on the point every single time? No. And 760 plus 27 is 787. So that last one is 786. And then back the other way, 732 minus 27 is what? 5? 705? Y'all help me out. Y'all settle down. 705 minus 25 is what? 680? And now we can answer the question, whatever they're asking. I have no idea what they're asking. I guess we'll have to look at it. What was our range?
380.
Variance?
732.6.
Standard deviation?
Oh, since probably 150.
So that'd be 0.6. All right, what about the standard deviation?
730.
Okay, so is the lowest duration time unusual? Well, our the lowest duration time is 71, right? So is it unusual?
Yes.
No, actually it's 0. It's still unusual, yes. Because it's, let's see, do we have, no, we do not. So that'd be,
It's D.
yeah, yes, I'm sorry, is the lowest time unusual? Is it unusual? That means, is it normal? You could say, is it normal? Oh, anyway, yes, it is unusual. Wait a minute. Lowest duration time is 0, so that would be way out
Is-
here.
Is it unusual?
Yes, it would be.
Yeah. So it's D.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
Think it's too
Hmm?
hard. It's thinking too
Yeah, I
hard.
know. It's one of those questions that unusual. There.
No. D.
Okay. Whatever you say. I'll let you teach. I don't feel like teaching today. All right, next question. We already did one like that, did we not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to different questions. Let's see if there's any other different questions. That's another one. There's your question. Find the mean and standard deviation.
Right.
This one will take a few minutes. So you might as well just go ahead and quit. I didn't go to sleep last night. They just want the standard deviation. All right, I'm going to copy it over to the spreadsheet. I'm going to change these to 20, 26, 27, 33, 34, 40, 41, 48, 55, 61, 54, 47. All right, we got frequency, that's F. We need to find N. So how do we find the N? How do we find the N? Add them up. Add them up. So N is needed. Y is needed. What else do we need?
Need X, which is
Midpoint. Good. So I'm going to make a column here, call it X. And X is equal to parentheses, this guy plus this guy divided by 2. And you should be able to copy and paste it down. Oh my gosh. It just amazes me. So now we got that. Payment. Right. Now, we need to go back to your formula, and we're going to need f times x. Oh, we're going to need f times x what? Squared. So we're going to need x squared next. (23) raised to the second power. And copy that down. And now we're ready. So I'm going to put over here f times x. And then I'm going to put f times x squared. Okay. F times x. And f times what? Now what do we do to these two guys? Add them up, Hubert. That's right, class, because you're reading your what? What are you looking at while you're doing this problem? The formula, and the formula tells you summation of f times x squared, summation of f times x, quantity squared. Over n times n minus 1. So the standard deviation is equal to n times this number, f times x squared, oops, minus this number raised to the what? Power. All divided by n times what? No. Equals this minus 1. And that's variance, not standard deviation. And that's going to be equal to this minus this over this times n minus 1. And then variance is equal to this divided by this. And then what do you do to the variance to get the standard deviation? Say again? Or raise it to the 0.5 power. Raised to the 0.5 power, and I get 7.05.
Huh?
7.05. Huh? Drunk girl can't hear today. All right. So, what does the question ask? Let's go back to the handy dandy question. Standard deviation is what? 7.05. Consider, well, 7.1. Consider a difference of 20% between two values of a standard deviation to be significant. How does this computed value compare to the given standard deviation? Whoa. Which one is it? I don't know. Because I don't know where, I guess they're just pulling out that 20% just out of the blue. I don't know where they're pulling that out because they haven't given us anything. Hold on. Well, some of these questions I don't take off points for. Because it says, consider a difference of 20% between two values of a standard deviation to be significant. How does this computed value compare with the given standard? 9.0. We'll go with A. I won't finish the test. All right, this is a good question. Which is relatively better? This is just like, almost like Lyndon B. Johnson. So go ahead and try it. It says, which is relatively better? A score of 53 on a psychology test? Or a score of 38, excuse me. Scores on the psychology test have a mean blah, 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 and economics blah, blah, blah. And what kind of comparison we're going to use here? Z-score, Hubert. That's right, class. Thank you for your interaction. Zero, 1, 2, -1, -2. $53 minus
Priority
92
one message coming in on secured channel.
over 14. Economics is equal to 38 minus 56 divided by 7. So what's 53 minus 92? Thing old 49 or 39? Huh? Okay, 39 divided by 14. What's that come out to be? Negative 2.7. So that's down here. All right. Negative 1.7, which is, we'll say this is negative 2.7. We'll say right about here.
Huh?
Negative 2.7 is right in here.
I thought you were putting 1.7.
1.7 is right in here. Yeah, because it's closer to 0. And it is greater. Which is greater? Which is worse to have in the bank? Negative $270 or negative $170? It's worse. That's worse. So which one's the greater amount? Negative 170. Remember what I told you, the greater amount. So it should be.
Is it always going to come out where the lower one is relatively better?
No. The greater one is always going to be the ER. Better, was taller. Lyndon B. Johnson was, what was it, 1.6? And Shaq was 1.5? 1.6 is
Yeah,
greater.
so is the one that's like technically worse supposed to be relatively better?
Is that how it's always gonna be? Okay, everybody just good.
No, because, see, what people get mixed up here is they think that 2.7 is greater than 1.7. It's not. Negative 1.7 is greater than 2.7. So you gotta go with the economics. And because the z-score for the economics test score is what? Greater. That's greater. I think it says greater, yeah. Because it's right here and the psychology test is down here. This test question should not be missed. Should not be missed. Why? Because all you got to do is count. The key to this is putting it in order. The best thing to do is use a spreadsheet. I will get it back up there in just a second. I'm sorry. So take your handy dandy spreadsheet copy clipboard function and go to your handy dandy Excel spreadsheet and paste. And then put in what? Put in order. And then start counting. I just highlight what's different and what's the same. I gotta go back over here. I think I might as well quit. Point 2. Let's do this. Let's look at the handy dandy problem. 0 to 19 cents.
There you go.
And that's yeller. Oh crap. I just might as well there. Next one is 20 to 39 cent. 20 to 39 cent. That's those two. $40 to 59 cent. And these last two, 64 and 127. So go back to your, so 0 to 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And that's what goes there. $20 to 39 cent. 2, 2, 1 and 1. 2, 2, 1 and 1. The 2 right here. And 2, 0,
No, that's 1.
1,
And then the next two is 0.
0, 0, and oops, 0, 0, and 1. And that's all you do. Is this a normal distribution? Well, no. Starts off with the highest number. So it's either A, B, or D.
B.
Do not start off what? Good job. My Labs Plus
Not like that.
upon completion of all assignments, the grade book will give me such a concept. Grade book and my final grade. That's grade. Even grade is in there, but both words. What's the grade book do? I have no idea. Which one's the answer?
C.
Why?
Because it's all
Good.
Why do you put you that place?
Will Hubert's final exam be online?
Yes.
We're going to skip that one. I mean, that's how you find this variance and standard deviation, just like we did a while ago. But this is a data set. So you don't have to do that big long formula. You just have to do what? X minus X bar, and then add them up and divide by N. So that one's not difficult. We've already done one like that. We're going to do that one, but which one is it? Why is it A? That's the number one missed question on my 10 or 11 questions right there. People put 30, 30, 30. Let's go ahead and find the class width. What is the class width? Nope. Nope. Oh, you're right, 4. I was thinking 54 and 60. I'm sorry, you're right, 4. I thought that was 54. I'm not going to do the rest of it. Class midpoints. I'll find the first one. 56 plus 60 is what? 112. And this is to the 10th, so we got to do it to the 100th. So that's going to be half of 112 is 56.55. No, it'll be 56.95. Is that what was? What? 57.95. So this one is 57.95, and this one is 55.95. And then what do you do with those numbers?
Just add 4.
Add 4 all the way across. Unless you just want to take the time to calculate every single one here and every single one here. Just don't tell anybody you did that, because then you'll be hanging a sign around your neck that says I tried to do everything the hard way. Right, Mr. Bright? Mm-hmm. What did I do? Oh, okay. Okay, this is real hard. How many math team members? How many people are on the math team? Well, 5, 10, 15. 15 plus 4 is 23, right? Or 15 plus 4 is 19. And 20, and then what? 22, 21, whatever I said, I can't remember. 15, 19, 20, 22. Is that what y'all got? How did I get that? Well, each one of these are at what? This one's at 1, this one's at, and this one's at. So add. Does Hubert replace your lowest test grade with your final exam grade? There's no other answer. Mean, median, mid-range. We did one of these in class. Not going to spend time on that. In My Labs Plus, what does Gradebook do? Predicts the temperature for July 4th, 2015. That's why it's called Gradebook. Determine whether, this is the number one missed question. Determine whether the given value is measured, is counted or measured. What is it? What is this right here? The length. What is length? Measure it. So it is continuous. The only thing you might do right here is see car and you think counting, and then you say discrete. You're a failure. Submit test. The ones we did, I got right. And see, that question was wrong. See there? That had to be that question. Yep. We are changing books because of these questions. Next fall, or this fall coming up, we're not using this book because of these questions. So, who's got questions about the test? All right. Now, this is for those people that have missed today as well as the online classes. The Unit 1 test covers chapters 1, 2, and 3. If you want to know what sections, you look in the syllabus. The Unit 2 test covers chapter what? 4 and 5, but I break it up into 2 tests. First test is on chapter 4. Second test is on chapter 5. So the Unit 2 test, you're going to see Form A and Form B or something like that. First test is chapter 4. Second test, chapter 5.
So are we going to do them at 2 different times?
Mhm.
Okay.
So when we finish chapter 4, you'll be taking that one, and then we'll be going into chapter 5. So you're going to have 2 tests for Unit 2, chapter 4 and chapter 5. Any questions? I'm not going to be covering the same amount of material as I did in chapters 1, 2, and 3. I'm only going to be covering a few sections. So chances are we could be ready for a test by next Monday. That means you need to start doing the homework as soon as I go over it. And I will cover 4.2 and 4.3 and 4.4 in pretty much a Tuesday, let's see, what's today? Tuesday and Thursday of next week, I should have chapter 4 done. Okay, so that means you better have your homework done by the end of next week as far as chapter 4. There's only 3 sections, maybe 4. I got to get the roll, and then y'all go ahead and pack up.